All right, today we're diving into a single habit that can totally transform every relationship in your life, whether we're talking about work or home. This is habit 4. Think win-win. So let me ask you something right off the bat. In every single interaction you have, a negotiation, a disagreement, even a team project, does someone always have to lose? Does one person's win mean another person has to fail? This idea, well, it gets right to the heart of what we're talking about today. And you know what? For a lot of us, the gut reaction is, yeah, of course. We've been brought up in what you could call the competition trap. I mean, from the time we're kids, we're taught that life is basically one big contest with very clear winners and very clear losers. And that brings us to the most common way of thinking: win, lose. It's the mindset of a rival, right? It's this belief that success is a zero-sum game. For me to win, you have to lose. For me to get that promotion, you have to get passed over. The goal is super simple. I've got to be the one on top. But here's the thing: win-lose isn't the only broken way of looking at things. It's actually part of a whole family of dysfunctional mindsets that just create this race to the bottom that ends up hurting everyone. Then you've got the total opposite: lose-win. We can call this the doormat mindset. It kind of pretends to be nice, oh, I'm just keeping the peace. But what's really happening is you're constantly letting other people have their way, and your own needs get totally ignored. Sure, you avoid a fight in the moment, but all that does is build up this quiet resentment inside. And then, well, then you have the absolute worst of them all: lose-lose. This is pure revenge. It's all about making sure the other person fails, even if it means you fail too. Think about a really nasty legal battle where both people spend a fortune just to spite each other. It's like cutting a hole in the bottom of your own boat just to make sure the other guy gets soaked. It's insane. Nobody wins. Okay, so if all those other ways are so messed up, what's left? What's the better way? This brings us to the whole point of this explainer: the win-win mindset. And it's not just a small tweak, it's a complete shift in how you see the world, a much more effective and, honestly, a much more human way to operate. And I really want you to notice the wording here. Win-win isn't some clever tactic you pull out for a big negotiation. It's a frame of mind. It's your default setting. It's about constantly looking for a way for everyone to benefit. In all of your interactions, you're shifting from me versus you to us versus the problem. So what does that look like? Well, at its core, win-win starts with the idea that success is a collaboration, not a competition. It's about finding solutions where both sides walk away feeling genuinely good about the outcome, feeling valued, respected, and satisfied. And it's all built on this powerful belief that there's more than enough success to go around for everyone. This quote just nails it. We all know the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We've memorized it. But win-win thinking is about actually living it, not just remembering it. But let's be real for a second. To actually live this way takes more than just saying the right words. Win-win is not about being nice or being a pushover. True win-win thinking isn't a technique you learn. It's a direct result of your character. It has to come from a really strong foundation inside you to work. So what's this foundation built on? Well, it comes down to these 3 key pillars. First up is integrity, being true to yourself and your values. Second, there's maturity, which is that perfect balance between being courageous enough to state your needs and empathetic enough to understand theirs. And third, and this is a big one, is the abundance mindset, that deep down belief that there really is plenty for everybody. This slide really breaks it down perfectly. The scarcity mindset sees life as one single pie. If you get a big piece, that automatically means there's less for me. It's all competition. But the abundance mindset, it says, hey, wait a minute, why are we fighting over this one small pie? Let's work together and figure out how to bake a much, much bigger one that we can all share. Okay, but what about those times when you just can't find a solution that works for everyone? It happens, right? Well, that leads us to the ultimate option, what you might call the highest, most courageous form of win-win thinking. So here's a quick rundown of all the ways of thinking we've talked about, from the best to the worst. But I want you to zoom in on that very last one: win-win or no deal. This is the real game changer. Now this takes some serious courage. It means saying, look, if we can't find a solution that is a true win for both of us, then we agree to not do a deal at all. You're not trying to force your way. You're setting a powerful boundary that says the long-term relationship is more important than a short-term, crummy outcome.
And this is so, so important. Choosing no deal isn't failing. Let me say that again. It's not a failure. It's actually a huge success. It means you've agreed to disagree respectfully. You've decided that a bad deal would only poison the well. And by walking away, you keep the trust intact and leave the door wide open to work together on something else later.
At the end of the day, this is really what leadership is all about. It doesn't matter if you're leading a company, a family, or just leading your own life. The win-win approach is how you build trust, how you inspire people to work together, and how you create success that actually lasts. Real leaders don't create losers. They find ways to lift everybody up. So, I'm going to leave you with this question. The next time you walk into a meeting or have a tough conversation with your partner, just pause for a second. Ask yourself, which way am I thinking right now? Am I preparing for a tug of war, or am I reaching out for a handshake? Which mindset are you going to choose?